So in this video guys, I'm going to teach you how to calculate the limiting and excess reactant. Let's start with the problem. So babasahin ko lang muna siya ngayon, pwede nyo siyang balikan sa classroom kasi ilalagay ko naman or i-attach ko yung material for the problems na sinolve natin today. So the problem, 4 grams of ammonia are mixed with 8 grams of oxygen. Which is the limiting reactant and how much excess reactant remains after the reaction is complete. Given the balance equation, 4NH3 plus 5 moles of oxygen gas yields to 4 moles of nitrogen monoxide plus 6 moles of water. So since balance na siya, we are going to solve the problem. The question is, which is the limiting reactant and how much excess reactant remains after the reaction is completed. First, kailangan nating isolve ang magiging value ng reactant papunta sa isang product. So in this problem, we are going to identify how many grams of each reactant are present in order to form 4 grams of nitrogen monoxide, or in order to form the product which is nitrogen monoxide. So the first step is to ensure if the equation is balanced. Okay, so NHO, we have 4 atoms of nitrogen and 4 atoms of nitrogen. We have 3 times 4, 12 atoms of hydrogen and 12 atoms of hydrogen. So 5 times 2, 10. 6 plus 4 is 10. So it is balanced. So we're done with the step 1. The second step is to solve how much product. So any of the product, we have choose nitrogen monoxide, is produced by each reactant. So in the problem, ammonia has 4 grams and oxygen has 8 grams. So these are the given. So what will be the result if we are going to find the limiting and excess reactant over this equation? Okay, let us solve. So if you still remember the stoichiometry, we're going to solve from mass to mass. So let's start with NH3. 4 grams of NH3. The molar mass of NH3 is 17 because 14 plus 3 is equal to 17 grams of NH3 is to 1 mole of NH3. So go back to the equation. How many moles we have? We have 4 moles of NH3 to how many moles of nitrogen monoxide? We have 4 moles of nitrogen monoxide. Then, we are going to convert the molar mass of nitrogen monoxide. So we have 1 mole of nitrogen monoxide is to 30 grams of nitrogen monoxide. So before you compute, cancel the unnecessary units. So grams NH3, mole NH3, mole nitrogen monoxide, and we will retain the unit of grams of nitrogen monoxide. So solve 4 times 4 times 30. We'll be getting the result, then divide it with the product of 17 by 4. We will obtain the answer of 7.06 grams of nitrogen monoxide. Since we are finished with ammonia, dito naman tayo sa oxygen. So in the given, we have 8 grams of oxygen. Again, find the molar mass of oxygen. 16 times 2 is 32 grams of oxygen is to 1 mole of oxygen. So balik sa equation, we have 5 moles of oxygen to 4 moles of nitrogen monoxide. So convert, a mole of nitrogen monoxide is equal to 30 grams of nitrogen monoxide. Cancel the units. Then solve. 8 times 1 times 4 times 30, and the product will be divided to the product of 32 times 5. We'll obtain the answer of 6.00 grams of nitrogen monoxide. So since we already obtained the value of each reactant, in identifying which is the limiting and excess, you are going to find the given which has the lowest value between the two. So in this type, guys, the oxygen is the limiting reactant because it has only 6 grams of nitrogen monoxide. So this is the limiting reactant, and ammonia is the excess reactant. So kung alin ang mababa, yun ang limiting reactant, at kung alin ang mataas, yun ang excess reactant. Ngayon, nalaman na natin kung alin ang limiting reactant. We are going to identify the value of impurities present in the reaction by the use of the limiting reactant to the excess reactant. Ibig sabihin, bibilangin natin kung ilang grams ang meron sa oxygen to obtain the impurities for the ammonia. So, ang ating limiting reactant, so third step is finding impurities. So again, our limiting reactant, the given is 8 grams of O2. So find the molar mass again. 32 grams of oxygen is to 1 mole of oxygen. So balik sa equation, we have 5 moles of oxygen is to 4 moles of NH3. So convert, 1 mole of NH3 is to 17 grams of NH3. So cancel the unnecessary units, then solve. So 8 times 1 times 4 times 17 will be divided by the product of 32 by 5 by 1. And we will obtain the answer of 3.40 grams NH3. So this is the value of our impurities. Now, since our excess reactant is NH3, you are going to subtract the original given from this. You are going to subtract this impurity to our original given, which is 4 grams of NH3 minus 3.40 grams of NH3 is equal to 0.60 grams of NH3. So this is the excess or the remaining reactants. So that's all for today. Goodbye.